Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy XX Marissa Cooper Blunt Sesh XX, and I'm back again, baby.
What? No. Okay.
Dark Souls is a game about swords. Short swords, long swords, gun swords, swords you get if you hail Satan enough times. And I guess it also has magic, armor, shields, skellies, and Lizzie McGuires. It's a game about adventuring and overcoming obstacles. Oh yeah, and it's harder than shit. I'm talking like harder than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at Comic-Con cosplaying as a boulder.
That's so fucking hard. The Rock probably is hard as fuck.
When I first tried playing the game almost 2 years ago, I quit after like, I don't know, an hour with it. I was so used to playing my Halos and Mario Karts that I just couldn't hack it. As much as my hunk brother told me to play it, I wouldn't budge. Flash forward to earlier this year, I give it another chance. I falled in love. I'm not sure exactly what changed, but damn, Dark Souls had slid into my DM. I couldn't stop playing it. It was so beautiful, so satisfying. Once I got down the basics of the combat, I couldn't wait to see the entire game. To put it simply, Dark Souls is a grower, not a shower. I mean, eventually it's a shower, but the game makes you work for it. So to try and be as brief as possible, because I could talk Dark Souls for like hours, the game is very similar to the original Zelda on the NES. If you've played Zelda, you know that the game doesn't really tell you shit. You have a big open world and you just kind of start exploring. Dark Souls is a lot like that. You slowly figure out what the game has to offer while also probably dying a lot. But in Dark Souls, death is okay, and eventually you accept that. I mean, if you play it, you'll kind of have to, because unless you're Randy Savage, MLG, Pro Girl, Gamer XX, 420 swag bitch, you're gonna die a lot. But it's okay, because the game is kind of based around that. In the game, you use souls to level up and get stronger, or maybe to hail more Satan and get more witchcraft. You get souls by killing enemies and bosses, and if you die, you lose all of your souls. After respawning at the bonfire, they're like checkpoints. If you can make it back to where you died without dying, you can get back all of your lost souls. It creates this tense atmosphere where, for once in a modern game, death is a very real threat. It immerses you into the game world that much more because there's a stronger connection to your character. The only person who's gonna get back these lost souls is you. The game won't hold your hand, and there's not really any easy mode. It creates this risk-reward system that can either be ball-busting, frustrating, or heavenly satisfying. I fucking love it. I didn't at first, but like I said, grower, not a shower. And to help that immersion, the game world is entirely connected. Very few loading screens will pop up in your way, and it's amazing to look up at something, knowing that eventually you'll probably go there. It feels like you're in a very real, terrifying place. But you won't always be alone. Dark Souls has a brilliant cooperative system that allows you to summon other players into your game world, or maybe be summoned yourself. You can't talk to these players, only gesture and roll around like a bunch of dinguses. Helping a stranger overcome an obstacle in the game feels amazing, and some of my favorite moments in playing video games have been from Dark Souls. But it's kind of a double-edged sword. Meeting the requirements to summon someone leaves you open to invaders. Invaders are other players that can enter your world to fight you, kill you, and hail Satan over your dead body. Knowing that you can be invaded makes Dark Souls like a borderline horror game sometimes, especially if you're an inexperienced player. But if you do kill your invader, that's like 1,000 bouncy castles going off in your body at once. It's so damn satisfying. If you've seen my other video, the one about GTA 5 and MGS 5, it sucks! You know that I criticized both games quite a bit, but that's not always the case here, chicken. I have some gripes with Dark Souls, but what I love about the game overshadows that shit so much that it's not even really worth going into. I did that elimination quiz thing going around the World Wide Web /AOL online, and Dark Souls was listed as like my second favorite game of all time, second to Mario 64, and followed by Madden 04. Maybe it was 03. I mean, they're so different. But you're probably just wondering, where does Max Payne fit into all of this? What does a game about shooting rats in slow motion have to do with Satan? Who really is this Jakey fella? Why am I so attracted to Roxanne from the Goofy movie? Well, I can't really answer that last one, but I think I'm ready to talk about Max Payne! Oh my god, holy shit, that dude's dead, slow-mo time. Max Payne! Max fucking Payne. I love this game. It is far from perfect, but goddamn, I love it so much. Ask any of my friends in high school what games I played the most, and those fuckboys will probably be like, GTA 4, Halo Reach, Left 4 Dead, and all of the fucking Max Payne games. I love all three, but I'm mainly just going to talk about the first one because it has the best atmosphere and the graphics and the setting. And it's got lots of snow and it's like the Christmas season, so, I figured it would just be kind of appropriate. Max Payne is a game about shooting stuff. And if you saw the Matrix films as a kid like me, Max Payne will allow you to live out your fantasies of slow-mo diving into rooms just to shoot dudes in the dangatang. It's cinematic as fuck, and it's totally style over substance. Not to say it's not a quality game, but if the initial aspect of shooting things in slow-mo doesn't really appeal to you, nothing else in the game will change that for you. You basically go from room to room, level to level, shooting almost every person you encounter. And there is a story, an attempt to inspire you to kill all these thugs. Dear Max Payne, we killed your wife and infant daughter, whatever. It's pretty cliche. But if you're like me, you don't even really need the motive. The game is so cinematic that if you put some music on in the background, the game is basically just a meditative stress reliever. Don't forget, you heard it here first, folks. Violent video games cured cancer. I played Max Payne a lot around the same time I discovered my now favorite album ever, Introducing by DJ Shadow. And once I combined that shit, my free time evaporated. Just peep this shit. Max Payne! So you get it, right? Game is fucking sweet. And for its time, it was unique as hell. That being said, it still plays like any other linear shooter. You get levels separated into chapters which take place in different areas, and you can't go to those areas till you beat all the levels up to that point. I mean, basic video game shit, right? And as long as you remember to use the quick save feature often, there's not a lot of consequence for dying. You just try again. It's kind of like Hotline Miami in that way. Also a favorite of Jakey. Love you. So yeah, it plays like a typical old-fashioned video game, at least in terms of linear structure. But if you played the game a lot, like myself, you find that replaying the game over and over and over can be kind of a pain. A Max Payne! You can't just go shoot baddies in your favorite area whenever you want, and you have to deal with all the cutscenes and loading screens and story bits whenever you just want to see your favorite bit the game has to offer. It's kinda lame. Max lame. But for the time, most shooters were like that. Kinda still are, and that's exactly where Dark Souls comes in. When you saw the title of this video, you might have been like, how the fuck is that shit gonna play out? Good luck, pal. But you may be surprised by how much I feel Max Payne could benefit by the way Dark Souls works. To start, what if the entirety of Max Payne took place in a connected open world like Darkholes? Max typically takes place in vacant city blocks and apartment buildings, and has the atmosphere that this part of the city has basically been abandoned due to drug use and violence. So what if you were free to approach these locations in whatever order you wanted? And like Dark Souls, if you encountered an area that was too hard, you could try a different route and come back to that one later. And it doesn't have to be a detailed open world city like GTA, but more so a series of levels that are all naturally linked together, like Dark Souls. And what if Max Payne had the bonfire system of checkpoints in it? They say every time you kill dudes, you get some sort of points to modify weapons for your playstyle. Whether that means better damage, more ammo capacity, or maybe you could like craft body armor if you're dying too much like a little bitch. Just kidding, dying is cool. You can die, I don't care. And then when you die, you lose those points that you've gained, like in Dark Souls, but you also have a chance to retrieve those points if you make it back to that, spot without dying. And in Max Payne as is, you die pretty easily, and you can only heal with pills that you find around the levels. In Dark Souls, every time you die, your Estus flask, it's like orange juice. It's got vitamins, it's good. It automatically refills every time you die, so you get a fresh start every time, you have to try again. If Max Payne had a system similar to that, it would erase the need to find pills all the time and would give you a fair chance every time you died. I mean, Max's health should probably be a little bit better to accommodate the Dark Souls style progression, but that's an easy fix. This would make surviving deadly situations in Max Payne so much more satisfying, and would make you feel even more badass. And if you could summon other slow motion badasses to help you, running around fucking activating slow-mo with strangers would be so cool. I mean, you'd have to develop some system where slow-mo works online, but I mean, they did that in Max Payne 3's multiplayer. Basically just worked with, in a certain radius of other people. I don't know exactly how they did it, but it was cool. If Max Payne had Dark Souls-style hard-ass bosses that required a dodge at just the right time, getting slow-mo off out of that would be fucking amazing. I'm pretty sure that's how it works in Bayonetta. I'm not really sure. I still need to play those. Don't be mad. So yeah, summoning/invading would be sick in Max Payne. Dark Souls repeated death style progression would also be sick. An interesting open world would be sick. Basically vaccine yo ass before playing this hypothetical ass game. I realize that this episode of Game Bangers isn't as clear cut as my previous one about GTA 5 and MGS 5, but I still feel like Max Payne, along with probably a lot of other games, could greatly benefit from the way Dark Souls works. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't fucking know. I got like a 27 on my ACT. That's not bad. I mean, it's not like perfect, but it's pretty good. Either way, the idea gets me super excited, and video games are pretty cruel. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe for more Hail Sataning. Till next time, cuties.